Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Well, here it is, another Wednesday, and today we have for you the topic of nutritional yeast, the dieter's best friend. But before I dive right into that, I would like to say, for those of you who are dieting like me, and for those of you who are following a vegan, low-fat diet for health reasons or for whatever other reasons, for those of you who are doing this, you must be very careful to very carefully balance your diet to make sure you're getting all the nutrients. And if you do that, if you make sure you get all your nutrients, you'll be doing better than 90+% of the people in America who are eating fast food, junk food diet. You'll be doing better. But that said, there are some nutrients that are very hard to get from fruits and vegetables. I'm going to cover that in a little while. But first, I would like to say that for those of you who are dieting, if you have been dieting a long time, like longer than a month, and or if you've yo-yo dieted in the past where you go up and down weight-wise, then it's going to be much harder to lose weight. Did you know that you could have 25% fewer calories than what all these programs are telling you you're burning? You could be burning 25% fewer calories, up to 25% fewer calories than what most softwares and most doctors will tell you that you should burn per day. That said, I figured out how many calories I got, and I had lots of cheat days. Like half my days were cheat days, and half my days were strict dieting days. And when I evened it all out, guess what? It was exactly spot on the number of calories. The average number of calories was spot on the number of calories I should be getting per day to maintain my body weight. So I didn't lose any weight at all. Well, I've lost some weight, but I keep bouncing up and down. My weight keeps bouncing up and down. It's hovering just around a particular weight. And so I haven't really lost anything, and it's because my body has an epistat, and it wants to be set at its epistat, and it doesn't want to fluctuate. It doesn't want to go up and down, so it makes you hungry. It makes you ravenously hungry when you're dieting and you're not getting enough calories. You get ravenously hungry, and then you cheat, and then you feel terrible, and then you begin dieting the next day, and you just go up and down, and you don't lose any weight. But there's a way you can change that. That's if you change what you're eating. If you go on a low-fat diet, it's hard to do. It's hard to do a low-fat diet because there's a lot of foods that are high in fat that are very nutritious. But if you do, there's always options. There's always low-fat options. If you do a low-fat diet, then you're going to have to be very careful about what you eat and how much you eat and so on. That said, here is the core of any vegan low-fat diet. The core of any vegan low-fat diet is spinach specifically, not other leafy greens, although you can have other leafy greens, but spinach is one of the essentials because it's so nutritious. And it should be cooked spinach, always cooked. Never, well, you can eat raw spinach, but you don't get very many nutrients from raw spinach, so you must eat cooked spinach every day. And the other thing that's the core of the diet is legumes. Now, legumes vary wildly in the amount of nutrients they contain, but basically you want beans, chickpeas, lentils, cowpeas, or peas, and get those every day. You can substitute tofu occasionally if you're into that, if you like tofu. Or tempeh, you can substitute tempeh. Tempeh is high in nutrition. Just remember you're going to have to be very careful about how much nutrients you get. Now, if you eat beans, like black beans and spinach every day, and you should get 1 can of beans, or 1.75 cups is in 1 can of beans. So 1 can of beans and 2 cups of cooked spinach. Now, 2 cups of cooked spinach is 6 2/3 cups raw. So if you're cooking your own spinach at home, realize it's going to cook down a lot. So you want 2 cups cooked spinach. So when it's already cooked, you measure it and it's 2 cups. So it'll be 6 2/3 cups raw if you're making your spinach at home. But I'd recommend, to save money, that you get frozen or canned spinach, because that'll save you a lot of time and money. And if you eat spinach and legumes every day, especially beans, you should be getting the core of your nutrients. That's the core. Here's some of the nutrients you get. You get thiamine, you get riboflavin, you get B6, you get folate, you get iron, you get calcium, you get some zinc and some selenium. And I'm going to tell you how much more you need to eat to get all the rest of your zinc and selenium. So let's dive right into it. Other things you need are vitamin C. Vitamin C increases the absorption of iron and calcium exponentially because it neutralizes phytic acid, which binds calcium and iron. So you want vitamin C rich foods on any vegan diet. And here's some suggestions to get 100% of your vitamin C for the day. Apple juice fortified with vitamin C, 113 calories for 1 cup. 12 strawberries, 48 calories. Orange juice, 1 cup, 111 calories. 9.5 Roma tomatoes, 106 calories. 1/3 of a bell pepper, 14 calories. So if you go for bell peppers, that's the highest in vitamin C you're going to get. And or you could have 1 mango, 201 calories. Those are some options for some vitamin C. Broccoli and cauliflower also have vitamin C, and potatoes have vitamin C in case you're interested. When you cook them, they have less vitamin C. It destroys part of the vitamin C in the cooking, but not all. So it's still a good source. Just remember that when you cook it, there's less vitamin C. But it's more bioavailable because the cell walls are broken down by cooking. Okay. Now, here's the vitamins that are hard to get. Okay. Niacin, vitamin B5 or Pantothenic Acid, vitamin B6, which is hard to, not because there aren't a lot of sources of vitamin B6, there are, but because vitamin B6 is hard to absorb from vegetable foods, so you have to eat more of it. And biotin, and I'm going to cover those now. I'm going to cover these foods that are high in each of these vitamins and which ones you should be eating and how much. Now, nutritional yeast is one of your best friends because it gives you all the B vitamins. You can get all the B vitamins from nutritional yeast, and the brand you want is Red Star. Red Star contains all the B vitamins. Red Star nutritional yeast is the best you can get. So without any further ado, here are the niacin foods. You need 14 milligrams of niacin per day. Peanuts, 2 tablespoons. 4.3 milligrams of niacin. You would have to eat 6.5 tablespoons daily, or 651 calories, to get your niacin from peanuts. Avocado, 1 medium, 3.5 milligrams of niacin. 4 medium have all the niacin you need for the day, and that's 960 calories. So a lot of calories from avocados. Brown rice, 1 cup cooked, 2.94 milligrams. But only 30% of the niacin in grains is bioavailable, making it less than optimal. So it's more like 0.88 milligrams of niacin, which means you'd have to eat 16 cups of brown rice to get the amount of niacin you need. So brown rice is not the best source. Whole wheat, 1 English muffin, 2.1 milligrams, but only 30% of it is absorbed. So more like 0.63 milligrams. You'd have to eat 22 whole wheat English muffins. Who would eat 22 whole wheat English muffins per day? Nobody. Mushrooms. Mushrooms are a good source. This is one of the ones that I have starred because it's such a good source. 2.5 milligrams per cup. You'd need to eat 5.6 cups, but you don't have to eat all mushrooms. You can mix it up, like eat a little bit of peanut butter, a little bit of mushrooms, a little bit of avocado, and 90 calories. So 90 calories and 5.6 cups of mushrooms. Extremely low in calories. So if you want to get niacin, eat mushrooms. Green peas, another one that's starred. 3 milligrams per cup. You'd have to eat 4 2/3 cups. Now, nobody eats that much green peas. But that's 551 calories, so it's not as good as mushrooms, but if you mix mushrooms and green peas together, you're getting part of your niacin for the day. White potatoes. 4.2 milligrams in 1 large white potato. You'd have to eat 3 1/3 potatoes, which is very easy to do on a vegan diet. But that's a lot of calories. It's 847 calories. But some people eat nothing but potatoes, so you never know. You might want to eat 1 potato, 1 cup of green peas, and 1 cup of mushrooms, and that'll add up to your total that you need for the day. Sweet potatoes, 4 milligrams per 1. So you'd have to eat 3 1/2 sweet potatoes, which is 392 calories. Not too bad. Sweet potatoes aren't too bad as far as calories go, and it's a good deal for you if you want to get enough niacin in your diet. Enriched pasta. 2.5 milligrams per 1/2 cup. You'd have to eat 2.8 cups of pasta, which is very easy to do. It's easy. Now it has to be enriched. So you want the white kind of pasta. They don't enrich whole wheat pasta. You don't want to buy the white pasta, and that's 616 calories. But if you're chowing down on pasta, it's very easy to eat 3 cups. Soy milk, 1 cup contains 3 milligrams. You'd have to drink 4 2/3 cups. 4 2/3 cups, which is 513 calories. But with the caveat that okay, you're not going to have all of one of these. So you can have a cup of soy milk, a sweet potato, a cup of peas, a cup of mushrooms, and what else? a white potato. And you'd have if you eat all of those, you get enough of the niacin you need for a day. So it all adds up. And some of you are really into the natural movement, and I understand that you believe in all things natural and you don't like enriched foods. But enriched foods are really good, and vitamins are really good. So you can get all the nutrients you need for a day from eating all brand cereal or even Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms are fortified, actually. But I don't recommend Lucky Charms. But all brand cereal. There's Total. Total is enriched. There's lots of enriched foods. If you don't believe in enriched foods, that's fine. You can always go the natural route. But enriched foods will give you the nutrients you need. So, and nutritional yeast, by the way, is an enriched food. They add B vitamins to the yeast culture, so the yeast will absorb them. So it is an enriched food. So if you're avoiding enriched foods, keep in mind that nutritional yeast is an enriched food, along with cereal, pasta, white bread, all enriched. So if you don't believe in eating enriched food, and there's no reason to avoid enriched food because it contains the vitamins you need, but if you believe in avoiding enriched food, just bear in mind that those foods are enriched. Okay, Tempeh. 3/4 of a cup contains 8 milligrams. So you only need 1 1/3 cups of Tempeh, which is 427 calories. Not too bad, and that's one of the ones with a star next to it because it is a good bargain of calories versus the amount you have to eat is very low. Pumpkin seeds, shelled, 1/4 cup, 8 milligrams. Half a cup approximately. So you'd have to eat half a cup, and that's 581 calories. But I do put a star next to it because you don't have to eat a lot. It's doable to eat half a cup of pumpkin seeds. It's high in fat. I wouldn't recommend it on a daily basis, but you can get it from the pumpkin seeds. Tofu, another good one. 3/4 of a cup contains 3.5 milligrams of niacin. So you'd have to eat 3 cups or 564 calories. But you can mix it up. You can have a cup of tofu, a sweet potato, a cup of peas, mushrooms, a baked potato, tempeh. You can have any of those. You can have a variety and just eat 1 serving of each, and like 5 servings, and you get enough niacin from that. Okay, lentils, 3/4 of a cup, 3.5 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 3 cups, which is 690 calories. Sunflower seeds, shelled, 1/4 of a cup, 3.5 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 1 cup of sunflower seeds, which is 745 calories. So not so great for a dieter. Almonds, 1/4 of a cup, 3 milligrams. You'd have to eat 1 1/6 cups of almonds, which is 756 calories. Also not great. Soy nuts, really not great. 1/4 cup has 3 milligrams, so you'd have to eat 1 1/6 cups, which is 905 calories. Not good. Beans, 3/4 of a cup, 3 milligrams. You'd have to eat 3.5 cups, which is 697 calories. But if you're eating beans anyway, you're getting part of the niacin you need for the day already. So I wouldn't rule out beans completely or brush them off your menu. Just include the beans and the spinach each day, and you're already getting most of your niacin. And then all you have to do is add one of these foods to get enough. Black-eyed peas, 3/4 of a cup, 3 milligrams. You'd have to eat 3.5 cups, which is 693 calories. Very similar to beans. Okay, Marmite or Vegemite. 1 teaspoon contains 8 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 1 3/4 teaspoons, which you can spread on a piece of toast. And it's 19 calories for Vegemite or Marmite. So they're both the same number of calories, and you don't have to eat very much. That is a fortified food. Bear in mind, Vegemite and Marmite are fortified foods, but you don't have to eat a lot to get what you need. Portobello mushrooms, 1/2 cup, 6 milligrams. So portobello mushrooms are real good. You'd only need to eat 2 1/3 cups diced, and that's 44 calories. So very low in calories and a big payoff. I recommend portobello mushrooms to any dieter because you get so much niacin from them. Nutritional yeast, 1 teaspoon, 13 calories, and you get all the niacin you need from 1 teaspoon of nutritional yeast. But as you'll see from some of these other ones, you need slightly more than that per day to get some of the other nutrients, so bear with me on that. Okay, moving on. Pantothenic acid. Pantothenic acid, you need 5 milligrams daily. Okay? Lentils, 1.25 milligrams per 230 calories. So you'd have to eat 4 cups, which is 920 calories. Okay, not the best source. Peas, 1.15 milligrams per 231 calories. You'd have to eat 8.5 cups of peas, which is 1,004 calories, which is way too much. Okay, so peas and lentils are not the best sources for pantothenic acid. Okay, tofu. Tofu, 100 grams, contains 0.14 milligrams. You'd have to eat 3,571 grams, or 9 packages of tofu. So tofu is not the best source of pantothenic acid. Mushrooms, crimini. Mushrooms are an excellent source of pantothenic acid. Crimini, 1.1 milligrams per 16 calories. So you'd have to eat 73 calories, which is 4.5 cups. Now that may sound like a lot, but if you're mixing it up with other rich vegetables and fruits, then 4.5 cups is not a whole lot. You can easily eat a cup of mushrooms. Shiitake, 2.6 milligrams per 41 calories. So you want to eat 13 shiitake mushrooms, and you get all the pantothenic acid you need for the whole day from 13 shiitake mushrooms. Okay, avocado, 2.1 milligrams per 1 medium. So you'd have to eat 2.5 avocados or 571 calories, but you can always mix and match. You can have 1 avocado and a cup of crimini mushrooms, that sort of thing. You can mix and match, okay? You don't have to eat all the avocado. Broccoli, 0.95 milligrams per 55 calories, which is 1 cup. You'd have to eat 5 1/5 cups or 284 calories. Now, I did put a star next to this one. I don't recommend anyone run out and eat 5 cups of broccoli in one sitting. But you can eat a cup of broccoli, an avocado, a cup of mushrooms. It all adds up, see? It all adds up to your pantothenic acid if you're going the natural route. If you're going the natural route, you're going to have to, if you want to have all natural foods, these are the kind of foods you need to eat. Sweet potatoes, also one with a star. 1 cup, 180 calories, contains 1.77 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 2 4/5 cups, which is 504 calories. But again, you can have 1 sweet potato plus a cup of broccoli plus an avocado plus a cup of mushrooms. It all adds up. Sweet corn, 1 ear, 74 calories, 0.61 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 8 ears, which is 592 calories, but nobody eats 8 ears. So eat 1 ear and get part of your pantothenic acid for the day with 1 ear. Cauliflower, 1 cup, 28.5 calories, contains 0.63 milligrams of pantothenic acid. So you'd have to eat 8 cups, which is 228 calories. Now again, nobody eats 8 cups, but you can have 1 cup. So that'll count towards your allowance for the day. Broccoli is a better source than cauliflower, you'll notice. Broccoli is a better source than cauliflower, so if you're going to eat one, eat broccoli. Kale, 100 grams, 0.09 milligrams. You'd have to eat 5,555 grams of kale to get enough. So again, kale is not a good source of pantothenic acid. It's listed in some of these lists as one of the foods you can eat to get your pantothenic acid, but is really not a good source. Tomatoes, 1 cup diced, 32.4 calories. Contains 0.16 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 31 1/4 cups of tomatoes, or 1,013 calories worth of tomatoes, which is undoable. So tomatoes are not a good source of pantothenic acid. They're listed as a source of pantothenic acid, but they are not a good source. Nutritional yeast, 1.5 heaping tablespoons, 1.04 milligrams. So you'd have to eat, this is one of the ones that is harder to get. Pantothenic acid is a little bit harder to get. You'd have to eat 7 1/4 heaping tablespoons. Now, obviously, no one's going to eat that much nutritional yeast in one day, but that provides 288 calories. It is a good source. Have 2 heaping tablespoons, and then have mushrooms, avocado, broccoli, sweet potato, peas. Have a little bit of everything, and then you'll get enough pantothenic acid. You don't have to have all nutritional yeast. Okay, peanuts, 1/4 cup, 0.5 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 2.5 cups of peanuts, which is 2,070 calories. Not a good source of pantothenic acid. It does contain it, but it's not a good source. Okay, sunflower seeds, 30 grams, 2.4 milligrams of pantothenic acid. You'd have to eat 62.5 grams, which is half a cup, or 409 calories. So sunflower seeds are a good source of pantothenic acid. And if you don't mind the fat content, if fat doesn't bother you, go ahead and eat half a cup a day, because you'll get a whole range of vitamins. You'll get pantothenic acid, you'll get niacin, you'll get B6, you'll get possibly iron, I'm not sure. You get vitamin E. Vitamin E. Sunflower seeds are a very good source of vitamin E. Okay, whole wheat, 1 cup of wheat berries, 151 calories, 0.63 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 8 cups of wheat berries, or 1,208 calories. So it is not a good source. And here's for comparison, a whole wheat pita, 1 large, 0.5 milligrams. You'd have to eat 10 pitas, 10 large pitas, whole wheat pitas. And they're 168 calories each, so 1,680 calories. Not a good source of pantothenic acid. Okay, oatmeal, half a cup, 0.4 milligrams. You'd have to eat 6¼ cups, or 988 calories. So not a good source of pantothenic acid, but if you eat 1 or 2 cups of oatmeal a day, it's okay. It'll count toward your pantothenic acid, but you don't want to eat it exclusively. Beet greens, 1 cup, 39 calories, 0.47 milligrams. You'd have to eat 10 2/3 cups, which is 415 calories worth of beet greens. Again, not a very good source of pantothenic acid because you have to eat too much, see. Potatoes, 1 cup, 161 calories, contains 0.65 milligrams. You'd have to eat 7 2/3 cups, which is 1,238 calories, so potatoes are not a good source of pantothenic acid. Brown rice, half a cup, 0.4 milligrams. You'd have to eat 6¼ cups, which is 1,350 calories. Again, brown rice is not a good source of pantothenic acid. So here's the good sources of pantothenic acid. Mushrooms, avocado, broccoli, sweet potatoes, possibly sweet corn, but you have to eat a lot of ears, nutritional yeast, and sunflower seeds. So if you're going to mix it up, those are some of the foods that you can eat. B6, vitamin B6. You need 1.3 milligrams per day. Carrot, 1 medium, 5%, or 0.065 milligrams. You would need to eat 20 carrots. Nobody eats 20 carrots, so carrots are not a good source of B6. They're listed as a good source, but they're not. Spinach, 1 cup, 0.44 milligrams. You'd need to eat 3 cups, or 123 calories. And if you're going to eat spinach anyway, if you're going to eat spinach every day, you're already getting, if you're eating 2 cups of cooked spinach, you're getting 0.88 milligrams. So that really counts toward your vitamin B6 for the day. And I do recommend spinach. So spinach is a good source. Sweet potato, 1 medium, 0.2 milligrams of B6. You would need to eat 5 sweet potatoes. Actually, it's more like 34%, which is 5 sweet potatoes. So you need to eat 5 sweet potatoes, which is 560 calories. So not the best source of B6. You can eat sweet potatoes to get part of your B6, so you can have 1, but it's not strictly necessary. Green peas, 1 cup, 0.3 milligrams. So you'd have to eat 4 1/3 cups, which is 501 calories. Sort of on the borderline as far as whether it's a good source or not. But there's better sources, so keep going. Bananas, 1 large. This is a good source. 25% or 0.33 milligrams. You need to eat 4 bananas. Some people can down that many bananas in a day. Others can only eat 1 banana. But 4 bananas is 420 calories, but it is a good source. Chickpeas, 1 cup, 1.1 milligrams, which is good. You'd have to eat 3 1/6 cups cooked. That's 1 cup raw, 1 cup dried. 1 cup dried is 1.1 milligrams. You'd have to eat 3 1/6 cups cooked, which is 852 calories. So chickpeas are not the best source. You'd have to eat way too many of them, but every little bit counts. So if you eat 1 cup, that's fine. That'll contribute toward your B6 for the day. All bran cereal, 0.88 ounce. So that's a box size, individual serving boxes. 80 calories, 10%. So you need 8.8 ounces to get enough B6. That's 800 calories or 5 cups. Chow down. That's your favorite food, chow down. But all bran is not my favorite food. Just isn't. Avocados, 1 cup. And oh, by the way, all bran is fortified. It is fortified with B6. Okay, avocados, 1 cup. 240 calories or 1 medium. 0.39 milligrams. You'd have to eat 3 1/3 avocados or 800 calories. So not the best source. It is very high in calories. You don't have to eat that many, but it is very high in calories. So not recommended. Potatoes. Potatoes are a good source of B6. 161 calories for 1 medium. 32%. You need 3 potatoes, which is 483 calories. Not bad. Not bad at all. You can easily eat 3 potatoes and get all the B6 you need. Cabbage, 1 cup. It's an excellent source. 0.34 milligrams per and 43.5 calories. You'd have to eat 3 4/5 cups. Obviously, you would only eat 1 cup at one sitting, and that's 166 calories for 3 4/5 cups. So go ahead and eat 1 cup of cabbage, a potato or 2, a banana. It all adds up. Pinto beans, 1 cup, 244.5 calories. 0.39 milligrams. So you need 3 1/3 cups or 815 calories. Now, if you're eating beans anyway and you're eating a can a day, like I recommend, you're getting 0.68 milligrams, which is a substantial amount. And I do recommend pinto beans. Pinto beans are a good source of B6. Lentils, 1 cup, 229.7 calories. Gives you 0.35 milligrams. You'd have to eat 3 3/4 cups or 861 calories. Go ahead and eat lentils. Just add it as part of a healthy diet. Don't eat it to exclusion. Pinto beans are slightly better than lentils when it comes to B6. Lentils are better for some other nutrients, so eat a variety. Nutritional yeast, 1.5 heaping tablespoons, 9.6 milligrams of B6, which is all bioavailable and very easy to absorb. That's 738%, by the way, of your daily value. You only need 2/3 of a teaspoon to get enough. So I do recommend nutritional yeast on a daily basis. If you're not into fortified foods, then you wouldn't want nutritional yeast, but it is recommended because it is a good source. Okay, and last but not least, biotin. They don't set an RDA for biotin, even though it's an essential nutrient, which doesn't make any sense. That's the U.S. government, by the way. I'm not weighing in on anybody else's government. 30 micrograms daily is recommended. And nutritional yeast will provide, specifically Red Star brand. You want Red Star brand. Will provide you with 20.8 micrograms per 1.5 heaping tablespoons. So to get enough nutritional yeast, you need 2 heaping tablespoons. And that will provide all the biotin you need for a day. I do recommend nutritional yeast. The other sources are not as good for vegans. Almonds, 1/4 cup, 1.5 micrograms. You'd have to eat 5 cups of almonds. Nobody does that. Sunflower seeds, 1/4 cup, 2.6 micrograms. You'd have to eat 3 cups of sunflower seeds. Again, nobody does that. Avocado, 1 medium, 2 to 6 micrograms, but the average is 4 micrograms, and you'd have to eat 7.5 medium avocados. So another not very good source. Sweet potato, 1 cup, 4.8 micrograms. You'd have to eat 6 1/4 cups of sweet potatoes. So another not very good source. Cauliflower, 1 cup, 4 micrograms. You'd have to eat 7.5 cups of cauliflower. Who can do that? It's low in calories, admittedly, but nobody can eat 7.5 cups of cauliflower. So if you want biotin, you have to supplement. You have to take nutritional yeast or a B vitamin that's got biotin, or a biotin supplement. I do recommend supplementing with biotin. It is a crucial nutrient in your body. Zinc. 2 cups of spinach plus 1 3/4 cups of beans, which is 1 can, provides 40% of your RDA for zinc. So add one of the following to get enough zinc. 2 cups of tofu, or 6 tablespoons of tahini, or 2/3 of a cup of pepitas, or 3/4 of a cup of cashews, or 2.5 cups of lentils, or 1 cup of quinoa. Or you can take a zinc supplement, and I recommend a multi-mineral supplement for vegans. I just recommend it. It's just make sure you get enough minerals each day. And if you don't believe in supplementing, you can have any of these, and you can mix and match. Like you can have a cup of tofu and half a cup of quinoa, or you can have a cup of lentils and half a cup of quinoa. You can mix and match. All right, selenium. You need 55 micrograms per day. Brazil nuts are the best source. So you can eat 1 ounce, and it'll give you 544 micrograms. You don't want to eat them more than once a week. And 1 ounce at a time, which is about 13 nuts. So don't go overboard on Brazil nuts, or you will have selenium toxicity. If for any reason you cannot eat Brazil nuts, there are other options. Enriched pasta. Now the enriched pasta has to say selenium on the box. It has to say that they added selenium to it. If it doesn't, then don't buy it. 1 cup, 40 micrograms. You'd have to eat 1 1/3 cups. Okay, anybody can eat 1 1/3 cups of pasta, so that's the source. Whole wheat bread, 2 slices, 16 micrograms. You'd have to eat 7 slices. Now, nobody eats 7 slices of whole wheat bread a day, but two slices can certainly contribute toward your total selenium. So mix and match again. Brown rice, 1 cup. 19 micrograms. You'd have to eat 3 cups. And some people do eat 3 cups of brown rice a day. So I'm not ruling it out. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Sunflower seeds, 1/4 cup. 19 micrograms, or 3/4 cup. Now, 3/4 cup of sunflower seeds is very high in fat, and it's very high in calories. So it is not the best source. But if you're going to eat sunflower seeds anyway, just for the vitamin E, then go ahead and add it to your list of foods. Baked beans, 1 cup, 13 micrograms. You'd have to eat 1 3/4 cups, which gives you, if you're eating 1 3/4 cups, you get 23 milligrams. But you'd have to eat more than that if you wanted to get 55 micrograms. But if you're eating baked beans anyway, if you eat baked beans every day because you like the taste, you get 23 micrograms from 1 can. Mushrooms, 100 grams. Contains 12 micrograms of selenium. So you'd have to eat like 400 grams of mushrooms. I'm not sure how many cups that is. Probably a lot, but you can add it to as one of your foods, certainly. Oatmeal, 1 cup, 13 micrograms. You'd have to eat 4¼ cups cooked. Again, eat just 1 cup and then add some other foods. Spinach, cooked, 1 cup, 11 micrograms. So if you're eating 2 cups of spinach every day, you're getting 22 micrograms. So this adds up. It's part of the package. It's part of what you want to eat per day. Lentils, 1 cup, 6 micrograms. You'd have to eat 9 1/6 cups. So lentils are not the best source of selenium. Cashews, 1 ounce, 3 micrograms. You'd have to eat 18.3 ounces of cashews, which is 3½ cups. Nobody does that. It is not a good source of selenium. Banana, 1 cup, 2 micrograms. You'd have to eat 27½ cups. Nobody does that, and so it's not a good source of selenium. Pinto beans, 10 micrograms per 1 cup. You'd have to eat, if you eat 1 3/4 cups of beans a day, you're getting 18 micrograms. So if you eat 1 can of beans and 2 cups of cooked spinach a day, you only need 15 micrograms of selenium more. So pick off this list, knock yourself out, eat 1 or 2 other high selenium foods, like serving of sunflower seeds will do it. 1 cup of brown rice will do it. A serving of mushrooms, 100 grams, will do it. A cup of oatmeal will do it. Any of these will give you enough selenium. So that is the summary. I do recommend nutritional yeast for vegans because it is a very rich source of B vitamins and minerals and protein. You get some of the rarer amino acids from nutritional yeast. It is the dieter's best friend. So I do recommend fortified foods. I do recommend nutritional yeast. If you don't want to go either route, you can eat these other foods and mix and match every day. And make sure you get a variety of them each day. And now you've got a list so you know what to get, what to buy. Sweet potatoes, sunflower seeds, they're very rich in B vitamins and minerals. Regular white potatoes too. Whole wheat is not as good of a source. Brown rice is not as good of a source, but they do contribute something if you eat them anyway. So be sure you get enough of these nutrients. Remember, a can of beans and 2 cups of cooked spinach will provide you with your iron, your calcium, your thiamine, your riboflavin, your folate, your B6. It's a full package. It provides everything you need. And then just add foods as you need them and add a source of vitamin C each day. I'm Sarah Jane Alphawolf signing off. I know this video was a little long, but I just wanted you to, if you're a vegan, I wanted you to know, to have an update on some of the nutrients and what you should be getting in your diet.